Okay, so let's head outside and start. Can I? Oh, game is paused. There we go. Start going. Okay, so now that we have got the two Archons working with us, oh my god, we only have 8 days to Kairos' Day of Swords. Okay, how quick is a day? I'm not sure. Either way, we gotta really step up our game. So we have 8 days to help the disfavored and the silent chorus. Subterfuge has increased. Oh, our resolve has increased, and her stance allows her to have more accuracy. So we're able to talk, actually. How did you do that? Verse looks at you with a quizzical expression. Do what? Back in the Archon's war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? Well, I've done it before. I don't wish to discuss it, or it was nothing, really. I have done it before. You cast the Edict of Fire on the Vellum Citadel. I heard about it, how Kairos' anger raised a volcano from under the Sage's own fortress. That was some impressive work. That was me, alright. Or nod silently. Yeah, that was me. I'm gonna take credit for it. Well, call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kairos more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell of it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, it's just worth recognizing that what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's Fatebinder, but you are the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. If you say so, I have some questions about you. Yeah, let's actually learn a little bit about Verse. I think we have time.
What do you need?
Are you a spy? Verse regards you with an unreadable expression. Her mismatched eyes look at each of yours in turn. Insufficient reputation. I mean, does it even matter? You have to decide for yourself whether or not I'm worth trusting. Is keeping me along worth the risk that I'll spill the occasional word about what you ate for breakfast? The Voices of Nera is the Archon of Secrets, not the Archon of Honesty or Fair Dealings. If you don't assume that everyone already reports to him, you're not being careful enough. Yeah, we'll talk again later. Because I really need to work on getting these quests settled away. So the Silent Chorus, they have their tents somewhere. Was it to the east, I believe? Let's see. This is all. Yeah, we're in the disfavored camp right now. I'm wondering if I can even get to the Silent Chorus camp from here. Probably not, to be honest. I think I have to travel around a little bit more. So, let's head outside of the disfavored camp. Let's see if we can find our way to the Scarlet Chorus camp, wherever that might be. Let's see, it actually might be on our journal. Taking the Outer Valley. Oh yeah, speak with the Fifth Eye at the Scarlet Chorus camp. When you met with the Archons, you learned that the Scarlet Chorus has an ongoing operation in Tripnettle, which hasn't proven successful. Speak with the Fifth Eye at the Scarlet Chorus camp and see what you can do to assist. Okay, so, Scarlet Chorus camp. I don't know where that might be, though. Somewhere around the area, hopefully. Let's see. Maybe we can continue north a little bit. Actually, it might be another map location. Yeah, that's the Scarlet Chorus camp. Oh, this is actually helpful. Yeah, is there anything... Oh, see, here's the world map. Oh, that's cool. That is also massive. I wonder how many of these places we're going to end up going. Okay, but right now we're at Vendrian's Well. So, Scarlet Chorus camp. Let me see. I think that's Ash's tent. Some loot and stuff in there, but to be honest, the Battle of Echo Call. Speak with Iron Marshal Erinios. Erinios? I'm not sure. Right, let's talk to the Iron Marshal. Who I guess is over this way. So we're just not wasting time, because time does apparently seem to be of the essence. Iron Marshal Arrhenios. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Arrhenios, field commander of the disfavored, pounds her fists in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the training field. I set eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. The disfavored officer turns to you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat as she clears her throat. Need to stay on top of the troops or their skills will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. It was mentioned you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? How are your warriors reacting to the edict? So what's the situation? I have brigades amassing along Placid, Echocall, and Little Tooth crossings. The Vendrian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concerted three-pronged attack. I have no right to give you orders, but... Her words falter, a short cough breaking her flow. But we will all die to Kairos' edict should we fail, so I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. I will assist. This is the second major attack on the river, correct? What happened last time? What's the value of taking the crossing? No, I will assist. Then our plans just might work. The Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal articulations. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values, but we know that Tunon the Adjudicator selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor us all on the field. Antio will be leading the charge at Echocall Crossing, assisting you with the Barrack of the Stone Shields. She points to a heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the Forgebound weren't sloshed on Dappleseed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and his armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. Tapping her helmet twice, Arrhenios signals to the hulking presence. Barrack, come meet the Fatebinder. The soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
Yeah, if you're joining me, I'm actually kind of excited. You seem awesome, even if a little sad.
Likewise, good Binder.
The soldier heaves a heavy iron arm into salute, his whole body clanging as he wraps his gauntlet against the twisted sheets of metal that form his breastplate.
Barrack, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
I don't believe we've been acquainted, except for right now.
It's challenging enough to experience battle from a courtroom, much less remember the faces of your cohorts. I wouldn't expect you to know me under these accursed blades of rust.
He bangs on his malformed chest armor for emphasis. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help, and more importantly, if my worries come true, and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we will have an observer from the court on our side.
Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
He nods to you, his armor creaking as he bends his neck. I ask that Barrack accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Echocall Crossing is now unlocked on the world map. Very cool. Barrack, you've been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hands on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You're to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? Barrack regards the Iron Marshal in oppressive silence. That's an order, Barrack. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion at my side. I do mind, but I'll allow it anyway, if only so I can put a large object between myself and the enemy. I'd rather travel on my own. No, I'm happy to have him. Excellent. I look forward to your success in the field. Okay, we've got a third party member. Awesome. So, we can now go to Echocall Crossing and meet Whoever it is we need to meet there. Okay, also, this has been driving me a little crazy. Let me... scroll speed. Let's get that times 2. Oh, how frequently characters will use their voice. Area loot radius, tooltip, delay. Well, let's just do 50 for now. That's the, yeah. Oh, that's a little bit better. That's a lot better. Okay, then let's head up this direction. And, gonna head to the world map and see where we're going to go. I really want to get all this done as quickly as possible. See, Echo Call Crossing is 3 hours, and we pass by the Scarlet Chorus Camp anyway. So, yeah, let's just head straight to the Scarlet Chorus Camp then. Your path was blocked by a small group of Vendrian Guard. You can go no farther until you deal with them. Oh, did not know that random events like this could happen. That's very cool. We can get a little combat in, see how good Barrick is in a fight. Our Iron Man of a companion.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendrian Guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. Okay, let's examine the aquamarine body paint. The blue body pigment, bladed staff, and complex braided attire are the traditional trappings of the School of Tides. According to Fatebinder Rogalis, the majority of the school fled before the coming of Kairos. The remainder were last seen during the first campaign in Vendrian's Well. The School of Tides traditionally studies the magic of water, and Gravelight, the art of directing the moon's arcane light into baleful, searing energy. Okay.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I abide by this truce. You have me at a disadvantage. Glare silently. You would detain a Fatebinder of the Archon of Justice. Unwise. Okay, no, we'll hear her out.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
Who is Captain Tarkus Deimos? He's one of the leaders of the attack on Edgerine Ruins. Tarkus Deimos was subdued during the battle. In accordance with the Scarlet Chorus request, you order Deimos conscripted into the chorus. That's right! He was the one who had one of the defamed, or disfortuned? Oh my god. I am sorry to everyone. I cannot remember the name of that group. I think it's the defamed. Whatever. He had someone held prisoner at knife point, and we were able to use our agility to take him down, and then we conscripted him into the Silent Chorus. They wouldn't use him as a combatant, they said. They were just pretty much going to take him as a prisoner. So we could lie and tell them that Tarkus Deimos is dead. He's with the chorus now. He was found at Edgerine Ruins, and we let him go. The name means nothing to me. Assuming he's our prisoner, what would you offer in exchange? I will not negotiate with Oathbreakers, or we are done here. Yeah, he's with the chorus now. I don't know, should we tell them that, or should we just lie and say that he's dead? He's with the chorus now. But then that just means that they're going to target the chorus, right? If we tell them that the person they're looking for is with the chorus. Unless we kill them here, but I'd like not to. But he's with the chorus.
Then if we see him again, it will have to be as enemies.
She looks to the warriors to either side of her, shaking her head.
If I may make one more inquiry. What of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Pylox Tyrell. Though you have rarely Though you rarely have the luxury of matching names to the countless Tearsmen you've encountered, you are reasonably certain she is asking about the Vendrian Guard warrior that took Drastus hostage at Edrine Ruins. He did not survive the encounter. Interesting. Yeah, he did not survive the encounter. Thank God that this game reminds you of what happened. Another dead Oathbreaker. Whomever you will ask about next, I assure you, nothing can be done. Pelox Tyriel is dead. Yeah, he died, unfortunately. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
Bow deeply. Sorry you did not find what you were seeking. I have some questions for you. Wear through, leave while you can. No, I have some questions if you'll answer them.
We shouldn't be socializing with Oathbreakers.
I will entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
Why do you resist Kairos? What are you trying to save?
I grew up without my knee bent to Kairos, and if I'm going to bow to someone, let it be another Tearsman. We've ruled ourselves just fine for centuries, so we'll give our lives so that our sons and daughters might rule themselves.
The younger realms were beset with constant battle. You'd prefer that to Kairos' order? Only your daughters are really free in the Tears. Why fight against Kairos' equality? What makes you think you have a chance? But a mage like you would not be the subject of such superstition and fear under Kairos' reign. Younger realms were beset with constant battle. Yeah, I mean, that's true. If you guys were always at war with each other, not that I think Kairos is very good. I mean, let's be clear. I don't think Kairos is a good person. I just work for him because I'm trying to get by. But yeah, I mean, is it worse than the constant fighting?
You make conflict sound like a bad thing.
Kind of is.
Yes, the younger realms saw frequent battles, but it was never this wholesale slaughter like we've seen of late. No Tearsman ever cast an edict on the soil, or forced prisoners to kill each other, or butchered beastmen tribes.
Only your daughters are really free in the Tears. Why fight Kairos' equality? Is there actually equality under Kairos? I'm curious about this one.
There's freedom, then there's trusting idiots with power. Give a man 1,000,000 marauders, he'll lose sleep worrying over his neighbor's 1,000. I prefer my realms ruled by the braver sex. For centuries we've left the lands to the women and the seas to the men. And we did plenty fine until Kairos came around.
Okay, interesting. Let me ask you something else. She nods silently, awaiting your follow-up. Who is in charge of the insurrection?
Listen to you. Thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tears, and take this task upon ourselves freely. But Captain Tarkus Ari, former Falksman of Queen Vendrian Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
So Tarkus Ari is the leader, unofficially. So I assume Tarkus Ari and Tarkus Deimos are relations. Actually, yeah, are they?
Yes. Deimos was Ari's brother.
Oh boy.
We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously, so I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
So how did you guys overthrow the garrison then?
I would joke that the voices of Nerat left the gate unlatched, but dozens of warriors lost their lives taking the citadel. There was no secret to it. We simply attacked with speed and certainty at a time when the Archons were elsewhere in the Tears.
Bickering, no doubt.
The Scarlet Chorus had a rout, and what few disfavored soldiers were present made an impressive showing. But they were surrounded and overwhelmed once the chorus fled.
Were there prisoner swaps in the past? Yeah, is this a thing that's happened before?
That is our way, Binder. Here in the south, only thugs and bandits kill prisoners. The younger realms may be guilty of constant fighting, but we never slay each other when the battle's long over. We're not about to change that now. As a rule, Kairos' forces haven't been keen on swapping prisoners. But I know our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. I just assumed they were swapped for some of our own.
Okay, so I guess that's all I can ask you.
Fair enough. But now a question for you.
Okay.
The Edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the Edict. What was it?
I wish I could turn off these notifications from Windows. I'm trying to figure it out. I do apologize. They don't come up on any other game. Just this one. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know. Okay, such details are for Kairos' warriors only. Kairos' forces must take Ascension Hall by the Day of Swords, or all in the valley will perish. Glare silently or lie, it's a curse on the valley. Those disloyal to Kairos will slowly weaken and die. Interesting. So I can keep it a secret? See, now this is interesting. I mean, we definitely shouldn't be telling her our plans, but on the other hand, if we tell them that we need to take Ascension Hall by a certain time, or everyone dies, wouldn't they maybe want to abandon Ascension Hall, considering that's where they're set up, I'm assuming, and then just let us take it over? And then we can all be fine? We can all live and fight another day?
In the name of the vaunted North, the will of Kairos should be delivered with blade and hammer, not to the ears of oathbreakers and compromisers.
Okay, Barrack, you can calm down.
Curious. You did say all in the valley. So the edict will affect Kairos' forces? This is most unexpected.
Correct, yeah. It is a little... You know, honestly, I don't like this edict either. We all die, and I got sent into this valley, right? You know, I'm not taking it too well either.
That is most troubling. So either the soldiers come to destroy and kill us, or the edict does the work. I suppose we should be so honored the Overlord is taking no chances on us. I've another question for you, if you will entertain it.
Sure.
Are we really standing here and chatting with oathbreakers? It's hard to watch. Like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Ask your question, Ebb.
When I was young, my parents told me the Tears were special, and the Overlord's edicts and armies could never touch us. Seems I've been told a hefty sum of lies. So answer this honestly for me, please. Is it true that Tunon's Fatebinders can smell truth from falsehood?
Yes, that's true, or that's true. Falsehood on parchment is an especially rank smell to endure. No, that's not true. I'm just going to stay silent on that one.
Well, if it were true, you'd happily brag about it, and if it weren't, you'd probably just sit there and bluff. There's my answer.
Damn.
And Kairos' edicts. I have heard the sages speak at length that some of the edicts elsewhere in the world have been broken. How is this?
Lore 37. It varies based on the wording of the proclamation. If Kairos provides a clause allowing the edict to end, that clause can be satisfied. Oh, yeah, so basically, Ebb, you can't do anything. It's all about the wording of the edict.
Ah, so some edicts are forever. The rest are, as long as Kairos has in mind? Needless to say, Kairos' magic is unlike anything we've seen in any Archon. And one more mildly self-indulgent question, but I simply must know. Kairos, male or female?
Huh. I honestly don't know.
Really? You don't know either? You work for the Overlord, but you don't know if she, or he, has an innie or an outie?
Okay, that's a very childish way of putting it. No, I don't know, but I have it on good authority the Imperial Harem is stocked with both. I think the Overlord just wants to keep people guessing. Seems to work quite well. Would you feel better or worse to know you lost to a man or woman? Why does this matter? Yeah, I am curious. That seems like such a random question.
You speak true. It ultimately matters not. My apologies. The question now seems rather foolish. You must remember, Kairos was just a horror story from distant lands for much of our lives. We have many unanswered questions. You'll forgive, I hope, the questions. The Overlord and his Archons used to be things of legend. Now they're everyday maladies, and I'm eager to separate the truth from the lies I've been told by house and guild. In accordance to our most ancient customs, let us depart in honorable accord. May peace find you, Fatebinder.
She bows deeply, pounding her staff on the ground twice before turning to leave. Okay, well, I know that Verse and Barrick were not too happy that I was talking with her, but it's all about knowing your enemy, or knowing if they really are your enemy. Again, not a fan of Kairos, so, you know, maybe there's some things we can do about that. Right, so apparently there's something I can loot nearby. I have absolutely no idea what, though. It's saying it's right here. It must not be. Oh, what is this? Rot Spear. Okay, not exactly what I wanted. And then over here we have... Oh, those lead to the world map. Okay. Yeah, toggle exits. Okay. And then there is some loot over this way as well.
Sorry, I can't.
Sabble Root, Skycap, and Beast Blood Pollen. You can make out the faintless outline of a soldier's arm in the bottom of this pond, a victim of the previous battle in the area. Oof, that's grotesque. Can you actually see it? No, I don't think it's actually there. That would have been kind of gruesome if it was.